Okay, so today it's one of my really good friends' birthday, so we are actually going out to dinner to celebrate her birthday, and I started to get ready and I was like, oh, I'm going to use this new palette that I got, and then I was like, oh, what a fantastic opportunity this is for me to film something. So I put my camera on and then I just started filming, and I did this look here, and what I used was this lovely thing. It is Sleek's Bad Girl palette. They do not sell this in the United States, at least not anywhere that I know of, like not like a physical store. They are, I think that I don't know if they're only sold in the UK or like all around Europe, but you know, lots of beauty gals from the UK talk about these because it's like gold from the drugstore, what they call High Street. And here are those colors again, and this palette is fantastic, and so this video is actually kind of like a two-for-one, kind of like a mini review and then a tutorial on this look. And I will put the tutorial starts here at this time, just in case you want to kind of skip over the review part. I will put a little time annotation right here so that you can fast forward to when the tutorial begins. But if you want to know about this palette, then here it is. Okay, so my initial thought on this palette is that it is fabulous. Like, the colors are so pigmented. I will show you right now. And the consistency of the colors is kind of different. Like, it's kind of, it feels almost creamy, but it's not. Like, and that's really weird for an eyeshadow. Like, it's not powdery at all. So here are some of the swatches. So if that gives you an idea about how pigmented these colors are. So there's the purple, there's the blue, there's a black, and there is like a deep forest green. I will swatch them on my hand as well. Okay, so here they are on my hand. So yeah, so they're super, they're not a cream at all. They're powder shadows, but they just feel creamy. And that's, like, the consistency is very creamy to me, which I really like. There was a bit of fallout when I was putting them on my eyes, but not too much, which means that it's not that powdery. Even as dark as the shadows are, they're not that, you know, there's not a ton of fallout. And I think in the UK, this retails for what is the equivalent of $10. So for $10, you're getting 12 really, really great shadows. I think that that is a great deal. Of course, if you're buying it from the United States and you buy it off eBay like I did, I bought it from ebay.co.uk. I think that's the extension, but I'll put the link in the down bar, so that, because I think it's .co.uk, but I'm not 100% sure on that. But I bought it from eBay, and so I had to pay somewhere around like $26 or something for it. It came with like some other like goodies, you know, from like other UK brands like Gosh, Collection 2000, Barry M. And I'm thankful that I got those, but I was really just looking for this palette. So because I did a search on ebay.co.uk for this particular palette, and so I'm so glad that I got my hands on it because I really, really like it. Again, if you live in the UK and these are readily accessible to you and you have not tried this, of course I'm pretty sure that you have if you live in the UK, because yeah, it's just us Americans that are a little bit late in the game on these palettes. Or if you're in the States and you don't mind, $26 for 12 shadows that are shipped from the UK is not that bad. You know, it comes out to like $2 and some change per shadow. And they're great shadows. They're really, really pigmented, and this is great for a smoky eye. Like, you can do, I could probably think of at the very least, 8 combinations of smoky eyes with this particular palette. And I'll probably do more tutorials with this palette because I love it so much. So stay tuned for those. But in the meantime, if you want to see how to get this look here, then it's coming up next. Okay, so I've done nothing to my face except for put moisturizer on, and now what I'm going to do is clip my hair back. Sorry, I haven't done my hair yet, but you'll see why in a minute. So we're using the Sleek Bad Girl palette, and here it is. And from this palette, I'm going to be using these 2 shades on the end. Also, that one right there is a highlight. So I'm going to take my, this is NYX's HD, what is this, primer? And just pop that on my lid and a little bit under my lid or on my lower lash line as well, because I'll be using shadows there. And the primer is just going to help our eye products, eyeshadows and things like that last a lot longer. Now I'm going to go in with a black kohl pencil, and this is just one by Jordana. It looks like this. It's just black, and I'm going to put it on my eye as close to the lash line as possible. It doesn't have to be super neat. Okay, and the reason why I'm using a kohl pencil is because it just glides on a lot easier, so you can put it on and then smudge it out really well. Then I'm just going to take a flat shader brush. This is by e.l.f. and I'm just going to smudge it out, staying close to my lash line and working it up. Go ahead and grab another shader brush. You can use the same one, as a matter of fact, but I'm just going to switch to a clean one, and this is one by Coastal Scents, I think. I'm going to take this second color in right there, I'm tapping off the excess, and then I'm just going to apply that to my lid, and I'm starting closest to my lash line, and then I'm just going to work my way up. Okay, see, that's the real color, like now that you can see it on camera. So it did look like that, and it almost, on the camera, it almost looks like I have deepened up my outer crease, and I really haven't. I've just applied this fantastic shadow, and it just gives the illusion of having like a darker outer crease already, and I haven't done anything. I've only applied one shadow. I really like it because I just find that, like, I just packed it onto my shadow brush once, put it on my lid, and then I never had to, you know, re-dip my brush into the actual product. So, which I love that, because it just gives you such a vibrant color without having to put on a ton of shadow. And there's a little bit of fallout. Yeah, there's a little bit of fallout, but okay, then I'm going to take that crease brush that I used. I'm going to dip it into the second color right here, which is, well, it's the first color in this row, but it's the second color that I'm using. And I'm going to actually do a little bit more blending on the outer edge of what I just did. So make sure you tap off all the excess, and then I'm just going to kind of blend like where my natural crease is with this color. I'm going to take a fluffier blending brush and just lightly kind of kiss those areas. Okay, now I'm going to go in, this is an e.l.f. brush, was the blending brush, and then I pinched the ferrule, so if you've seen that video, then this is that brush. I'm going to take this color right here, which is, the light from the mirror is like making it, there you go. So it's like a champagne color. And I'm going to put that under my brow as a highlight color. Again, super pigmented. I forget how pigmented this is, and then I put it on. I'm like, oh gosh. Diffuse, diffuse, diffuse. Oops, I'm now going to take a smaller brush, and this is the detailer brush from the Real Techniques by Samantha Chapman brush line. Grab a little bit more of this color here. I'm actually going to mix this color and this color together and use it as my inner corner color. Okay, now this next step is optional. You don't have to do this, but I find, I mean, there's some great iridescence going on in the eye area right now, but I do want to make my eyes pop just a little bit more, so I'm going to take this precision brush again, go in with that frosted beige color, and then apply it just to the center of my lids. Just like that. And what that's going to do is that's going to kind of raise the plane of my eye that's right there, and give my eye a little bit more dimension. So I just put it on the center of my lid, and now I'm just blending it through. So you can't even see it like once it's blended like on camera, but it just kind of gives my eye a little bit of pop, and just lifts that area just a little bit. Again, it is totally optional. You do not have to do that step if you don't want to. My eyes just are a bit kind of flat, like my eyes kind of lie flat. They don't come out, they don't really go in, so I'm just trying to create as much dimension in my eyes as possible. I am using this chiseled brush right here. See, it's very, very short and very dense. And I'm going to go in with that, what color am I going to go in with? The darker purple that we used at first. And I'm going to get as close to my lash line as possible with this, so without sticking myself in the eyeball. So if you can't see, I think you can see that, what I'm doing. Okay, now I'm going to go in with my Milani Liquify and go ahead and line my waterline. I'm going to go ahead and curl my lashes. A little mascara. I am going to be using false lashes, but I'm just going to apply a little mascara first to hold that curl. So the lashes I'm going to be using today are actually handmade, and they look like this. They were super duper long, like both lengthwise and like both ways. They were like really, really long. So I cut them in half. And I'm only going to use like the inside portion to put that on my eye because the other ones were just ridiculous. Okay, so a couple things. I just want to let you know what a complete and utter disaster putting on those lashes were. I actually ended up switching the lashes that I was using, and I ended up using lashes that look like this instead because the other ones were just too long and too dramatic, and it wasn't really the look that I was going for. So I switched eyelashes in the middle. Okay, so then on this eyelash, or on this lid, I got glue up here, so that was so annoying. And then on this lash, I got glue in my eye, so I was like, oh gosh, this is terrible. But anyway, so the lashes are on. I did my eyebrows while I was waiting for them to dry. This one's still not dry, but because you can still see the glue. But it'll dry clear in just a minute. Then I got like eyeshadow right here, so I'm just like a complete mess. Anyway, I'm gonna go over the top of that with some gel liner. I'm just using the Wet n Wild gel liner, and then the liner brush that comes with the Samantha Chapman line. And just stay as close to your lashes as possible. I'm going to go ahead and finish the rest of my face after I clean it up. Okay, now I'm going to go in with my concealer. This is the LA Girl, Pro Conceal High Definition Concealer. This is in the color Warm Honey, and it's kind of a pink tone, and it's light, and so I'm using this under my eyes. And I'm just taking a fluffy brush. And I really, really do like these concealers. Like, I find that they really last me all day long. Now I'm going to go in with my MAC Select Moisture, and I'm going to cover up any other blemishes that I have. I have like a cut from the side of my nose that, for my foundation, I'm actually going to be using a powder foundation today just because it's the Everyday Minerals one. I don't know, I'm kind of in the mood for powder foundation. I seem to like it a little bit better, and my skin likes it a little bit better. So I'm going to go in with this, and this is Everyday Minerals, and I'm in the color Tan. So I'm just using my e.l.f. brush. And a little bit really goes a long way with that. And it kind of gives me just the finish that I like. I don't really like to be too matte. Don't really want to be, you know, an oil slick either. But since I don't have oily skin, you know, this works fairly well for me. Let me do a little contouring. This is the Buffing Brush by Real Techniques, Samantha Chapman. I'm going to go in with my new palette here, and I'm going to be using this color here, which is Sienna. I have no idea what time it is, and I could very well be like running super duper late for my friend's party. Okay. For blush, I'm using the Blush Brush by Real Techniques, and I think I'm going to go in with Peach Sparkle, which is this one right here. It's so pigmented, and I forget how pigmented it is, and then I dip my brush in like 8,000 times, and then I have on too much blush. for lips, I'm going to line my lips with NYX's lip liner in Coffee. I'm going to fill them in as well. On top of that, I'm going to go in with NYX's lipstick in Thalia. Looks like this, so it's just a nude color. Then in the center of my nude lips, I'm just going to put a dot of this Real Nude lip gloss to give me the appearance of fuller lips, just in the center. Okay, so that's it. That's the end of this look. So if you guys have any questions about what you just saw or about the Sleek Bad Girl palette, then leave a comment down below. Don't forget to subscribe, and I hope you guys have a good night. Talk to you later. Bye.